every population that of Palestinians that is there on the West Bank, Hebron, Nablus, Ramallah, of course Jerusalem is a special case. All of it they want to convert into mini Gazas.
The plan is to divide the West Bank into 3 main Gazas, separated from each other. And this way they can make the Palestinian hostages forever, controlling every single thing in their life. They can't do any development without Israel. Everything has to go through Israel. We call this like a colonial apartheid regime. It is. I didn't see or read about any similar system around the history, where whole people can be stuck this way. And the irony is this is in a way or another what Israel is doing is ignorant by the international community. Even not just that, they are supporting Israel, what they were doing against the Palestinians, with the silence of the Arab, with the silence of the Islamic world. So Palestinians in a way or another left alone in this fight. And going to the cities and to the villages and see the realities today, you wonder what will happen in 10 or 20 years. If the Palestinian areas looks like this, where is the Palestinians going to go after that? It is totally an ethnic cleansing project on the long term. We are here now like 3.5 million. In 20 years we will be 4 million or 4.5 million. Where is this million you want to put them? With the devastated way of life that you have it in the Palestinian areas. So the other alternative is the migration. And this is what they were doing. This is just gets back to the Zionist plans that was established, and that's started with the Israeli soul of Zionism when they came to Palestine in 48. First, when they ethnically cleansing the Palestinian population from outside. 80% of the Palestinians has wiped out from historical Palestine in 48, and start colonizing their areas, building settlements on the ruins of the 530 villages and cities that they had been totally destroyed, leveled to the ground. This is the same policies in the West Bank. The ethnic cleansing here is not done in 4 years. It has happened in 48, from 48 to 52. Here it's done on a long-term plan, because the international situation is not helping, doing like a massive ethnic cleansing and genocide that destroying the Palestinian house come along with building new settlements in between the neighborhoods, Palestinian neighborhoods inside the city. Starting from the city center, which is the old city. The old city is 1 square kilometer, 35,000 population living in it. 5,000 of them is Jews that has been brought since with systematic plans to the city. And there is a systematic plan of occupying house after house. And they choose and select the houses is not just in one place. When they occupied houses, the occupied houses separated in neighborhoods to create in each neighborhood like a kind of a station for them, where they start to bother the Palestinian there and start to push them away from the city. Beside the tunnels that they opened there, beside the restrictions that the Palestinians, you can't imagine how much they are living under inside the old city, which is part of this is renovation. You can't renovate your house. In every street in East Jerusalem, every corner, there is a camera. You are not allowed to bring a bucket of cement to your house. If you bring it, the minute that you enter your house, you find the soldiers on top of you, knocking the door. Get out what you have been getting. This is inside the old city. Outside the old city, there is a systematic attack on the Silwan, which is 30,000 Palestinians living in, as a plan to Judaize the whole situation there, claiming that this is David City. We just hear this 5 years ago. There's something called David City, which is Silwan. They changed the name to David City, and they start systematically the attacks on the people. They occupied until now some 30 houses. It also had been separated in between the houses of the village, and they start a huge excavation to build a tunnel from the down, because it's like in a slopey area, from down this town until the old city. And they want to check it to make the whole city into touristic site. Just like any 100 meters away from that, on an area called Ras Al Amud, another settlement they have been put in. In Jabal Mukabbir, another settlement. In the wall, inside the wall from Abdis, another settlement. Sheikh Jarrah, they put another settlement. And we are talking about settlement of 200 housing units separated in between here and there. And lately they declared that they went to build in the Holy Basin around the old city 60 synagogues. I don't know.
Holy Basin.
Holy Basin.
New term again.
It's exactly a new term that they are selling it to the media, and they are putting all this plan in this what's so called this Holy Basin. Holy Basin is like almost like another like the same size of the old city, around the old city, from the Palestinian from the East Jerusalem, which is incorporate all the areas from the east side, Silwan, and going to Mount of Olives in that area. And they want to build 62 synagogues. There is no a single Jew in that area living. But the other things that you don't see it on the ground is how they deal with the people. Racist laws, the humiliation that the people is daily suffering from. I just give you an example. You wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning with like somebody is climbing on the window and trying to see what's going on in the house. It is normally you feel that this is a thief, but this is another thief. This is from the Ministry of Interior, and they want to check if you are in the house, if you are living there or not. This became known to the Palestinian people. You have to imagine and to expect suddenly somebody to jump in your bedroom without even knocking the door. So you make your life vulnerable in a very nasty way today. Suddenly in the morning you wake up and there is a checkpoint in the main street. What's this checkpoint for? In front of your house or in the neighborhood? It's for taxes, for what's so-called national insurance, for anything. It is just like any put in there and open files and sent to courts. So the first racist law that has been done in 67, immediately after they occupied the city and annexed it, they considered the Jerusalemites temporary residents. Residents. It means that the one in the occupier that was just like a day before came and took the city and consider you temporary. One of other rules that we're talking about, if they prove that you are living outside the city, outside, and just like in Aram here, away from the city center, 5 kilometers. If they prove that, and you live there for 7 years, you will lose your residency in Jerusalem. You don't have any right in your house. You can't visit your family anymore. You can't visit your land there, or your father or your family there. You are not anymore in the city. They took off your residency or your identity. Exactly like this. If you look at the history of the settlements, how it's built, it started at the beginning as a military camp. Look at the Hebron, with like 4 military camps, like overviewing the city like this, which is turned into a settlement. Beside the settlement, the center of Hebron, it's like and make the city life there impossible. If you look at Jerusalem, the same way. Ramallah, the same way. Nablus, the same way. Jenin, all the Palestinian main districts used to have this like military system of control of this like military camps, like make it easy for them to attack the village in any time or the city in any time. It has been turned into settlement, and this settlement is a reserve for the army, for the military. And wherever you find the settlement, it didn't mean that the military can be moved. It just had been moved to another hill. Then after they moved from another hill, it became turned to outposts, and from outposts a few years after it will become another settlement. So it is a military control system, and the system of fragmenting the Palestinian community. That's why you can't in any way continue living with this. And this looks like totally stupid when we talk about Palestinian state within this, or Palestinian authority to continue the situation as it is.